this I'm really looking forward to seeing what these drivers have got, especially for a long 100% race. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, let's jump into qualifying. Where we're gonna have, let me see how many drivers. 19 drivers, so almost full field. We are on multiplayer cars, and there is a little bit of audio returning in the party. So, are you having? Do you have the stream on?
Yeah, we've just testing the audio to make sure that everything is working, but I will get that all on mute for you very shortly.
Okay, perfect. So, let's see. Okay, there are already some comments. William, nice to have you, as always. And David is one of your friends. Or is it you? No.
Nobody I know, but very welcome, and yeah, great to have someone there just to check our audio settings as well. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you. Deep Power, nice. Hello, David. Okay. Oh, there are already some people going out for this short qualifying session that is gonna determine the grade for the 100% race. We're on multiplayer card, as I said. Let's go on board with Trackster.
Absolutely. Lots of black cars, so that's going to be interesting, at least on their standard liveries. But I assume that the liveries change every season, or do people change more regularly than that?
No, we're just gonna use multiplayer car for pre-season testing, and then actual Formula 1 liveries and cars for the season.
Oh, that's perfect.
Everyone has had freedom to choose what livery use today to create it as cool, as creative as they want. So let's hope to see some really good looking car.
I'm getting Lotus vibes from Trugster's car.
Yeah, exactly. Let me jump on it. On a medium set compound tire, let's see what he can do. It's gonna be one of the first drivers to set a lap, and it's, as far as I can remember, one of the fastest drivers surely, and there's already a yellow flag and the first retirement from qualifying. NXQK.
That's not how you want to be starting the session today. Just dial it down a little bit, I think.
Yeah, one of the new faces of the league is already out in the first few minutes.
We have Kryn saying in the driver chat it's his first experience with a 100% race on a wheel, so he's looking forward to that one.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Absolutely, he's gonna be tired after it.
Surely, it's like a workout. While Trackster put a purple middle sector, but he's one of the first drivers to set a lap, so not something really crazy.
All looking smooth and in control so far, though.
Yeah,
just finishing out the lap here.
Let's see, it's a 1:18.2, so pretty slow time, but we have to say that every driver don't have assist. I'm working on my English. I need to.
Absolutely, that's what we like, is drivers pushing hard and trying their best. Looks like we've got Simopez is finishing off his final sector of the circuit here, but no assists, especially around this chicane, Leox, is very difficult. And there he goes, just slightly wide, and a late bail into the pits, past the pit entry bollard. I hope he doesn't get into trouble for that.
No, I won't. Simopez, world champion of the first season, and he joined mid-season the second one, and won pretty much all the races, but couldn't manage to get the title in time.
New fast lap from Sicario, they're out there on 17.964. Only 0.3 faster on the soft tyres relative to Trugster, and Potro's got a lap in as well.
nice lap from Sikari. Maybe on the soft you can obviously push a lot more. I think by the end of of the qualifying we're gonna see some 15, hopefully.
Wow. There's only 13 minutes to go of this qualifying session, and Nicolas Boita goes third as Ruthless Peach comes in, goes faster still on medium tyres, a 17.976 Leox. It's a very impressive time at this stage of track evolution on medium tyres.
Yeah, exactly, I agree. Some really good laps coming in, some really good sectors. One thing about this league is everyone is really fair to each other, from the one that you may have raced or seen.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how the racing rules work, because I did a lot of reading, and it is the most prescriptive rule-based league yet, so I'm very interested to see how people behave on track when they're side by side.
Yeah, Barks put a lot of effort. How do you say, the league owner put a lot of effort in the league, in the rules and behave on track, and it really paid out last season. So excellent. Let's jump aboard with Rils Terravilla, who is starting his lap on a brand new set of soft tire. Actually, not really brand new. He probably invalidated the last lap. Ruthless P, 117.4 on a medium, on a 2 laps hold compound of tire. So nicely done from him.
Definitely. Looks like he managed to get those mediums in a good operating temperature window.
Thank you everyone in the chat for writing a message. Welcome to Max Bez. As always, is one of the most consistent viewer on this league. Rooting obviously for Simopez, his son.
Fantastic. Let's hope he doesn't get too involved as an engineer.
He mostly does, surely.
We don't want too many voices, too many Jeffs in the in people's ears. But Rils Terravilla is most of the way around his lap. Just his first attempt here. So, of course, he's showing purple in the middle sector. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead. He's hoping he gets out of the way, and I think he did fairly well.
Yeah, very sportsmanship from the other two drivers. Matt Specs laughing in the chat as Rils Terravilla goes fastest overall with a 117.2, just 0.2 faster than Ruthless, that put a 117.4 on a medium, on a hold medium as well. So really close field at the moment with only 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, I've just found Manic finishing off his lap. Medium tyres, the way to go. Very basic car livery as well for Manic. I know he was very excited about showing up today, perhaps too excited to get a livery done in time, but P8 on an 18.858 is his next time, with maybe 2 runs left in the bank. I think perhaps Wumax might be doing something here, just coming out of the final corner. Medium tyres again. Italian Tricolore on the helmet, and a 119.0 puts him P9.
A lot of room for improvement, surely.
Yeah.
So let's go on board with another championship contender from both seasons, Nicolas Boita. The Brazilian driver has really improved in this break from season 2, as he said in the chat, in the Discord chat. So let's see what is going to be his lap. I think it's going to be the fastest one overall.
Well, I've actually commentated over the LFR team several times in eSports races. I haven't had the pleasure of Nicolas Boita just yet, but I know the LFR team take things very seriously and are very quick. So should be something to look forward to. And if there are any LFR teammates watching along, do say hello.
Yeah, surely. Fastest overall purple first sector at the moment for Nicolas.
You can feel him waiting for the car to grip in. right on the edge of understeer and on the edge on the exit of turn 9 as well, and knows his way around here with a quarter of a second improvement so far, Leox.
Yeah, perfect lap so far. He's risking and giving it all, even here. Nicely done through the chicane, and let's see what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a 1:17.3. No, yeah, so 1/10 behind Register Via on the medium. No, I think he set his lap on the softs, right? Let me check. Yeah, Reels set right. 1:17.2 on the softs.
Godzilla just dealing with a little bit of traffic on his outlap. Had a car in front through turn number 3, which is not a nice place to have a car in front of you. Thankfully got out of the way and is back in rhythm. See what his first sector, how much that cost him, but hasn't set a time yet. Really needs to get on with it with 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session.
Surely. Let's see if Warren is on a lap. He is, but it's not really doing the fastest time overall.
Let's see, I think Ruthless Peach is on a lap right now.
Okay, let's jump on board with him.
Just running through turn 4 with a purple first sector, 500ths faster than anybody so far.
On a brand new set of softs. Let's see. Not a really special livery.
Yeah, that's way too much. Yeah. Reset and go again, unfortunately, for Ruthless Peach.
Yeah. So, the new season starting the 6th of March with this pre-season testing. It's gonna last around till, let's see, April and May. And then on September there is going to be surely the new season on the new game with the new cars. Are you excited?
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how the new cars handle, and see how close the Codemasters can get the handling and everything ready for next season. I'm all about GT7 this weekend, but a new pole position from Sicario, a 17.188. We're getting very close, Leox, to that 16 mark.
I thought we will go a lot faster than this, but maybe they're sandbagging, they're really prepared for the pre-season testing. I get it, but we obviously want the fastest time they can get on track.
I wonder if the drivers have any comment about the handling of the multiplayer car, because it's not always what they expect, and that could be explaining some of the drop in pace.
Yeah, you really have to try it before going on a qualifying session. Otherwise, you can get a little confused on a push lap where you need 100% control of your car. So let's jump on board with Simopeds. We're starting his lap just now. The Italian driver looking as my personal candidate for pole position today.
Interesting. Hi to William Boita. I'm assuming a relation of Nicholas. So
yeah, surely.
So 1/10 faster for Simopez in sector 1. Black livery car. No, just that first sector. But he needs a good 3/10 overall to get the provisional pole. Wow, that was close. Leox through 7 and 8.
Really, really close, pushing the limit of his car. Nicely done. Yeah, let's see the hand of sector 2. Wow. 4.5 tenths faster. Ooh, and really going almost out of the track.
Yeah, he's hanging on the very edge here. Nice wide line in towards the end of the circuit. Now it's just this difficult sector to deal with. He takes a huge amount of that yellow curb on the inside of the penultimate corner, sprints to the line.
It's a 1:16.4,
wow.
7 tenths ahead of ERL Sicario.
Terrific.
Really? Yeah. Terrific lap from Simopes.
Hercus Monte is on a positive first sector as well.
On a medium tyre?
On a medium tyre, yeah.
Interesting to see his lap. With a nice quote of Michael Schumacher on the yellow. Let's
see if that provides a good enough reminder to him today to make sure he finishes this race.
Yeah. Janjo74 in the chat. Well done, Simopes. Yeah, indeed.
Obviously, Simopes, his
Hercus aborting his lap.
aborts, yeah, very early on. Lots of fans of Simopes have turned up to watch today.
Rooting for the champion. Champion of Season 1, because Season 2 he didn't manage to clinch the title in time, as I said before.
We've got Godzilla, 2.5 tenths faster through Sector 1, but that looked a little bit slow out of the turn 5 and 6 corners.
And he decides to abort his lap. Yeah. He put the first gear that I have never saw in this game being used by anyone on a bush lap. So let's see. And the Trackster, yeah, it's not improving, but it's really marginal with his best attempt.
Yeah, it sounds like you may be surprised that Trugster's in P9 right now.
Yeah, really surprised. Maybe he didn't put a lot of effort. In Barcelona, and almost losing the car once again through the last corner, and that really that put him in P6, improving by 3 position with that oversteer problem. So he has the potential to go at least in a top 5, surely.
We've got Ruthless Peel from P5 going 1/10 faster through the second sector. Now this tricky Monaco-like street circuit end to the circuit. Avoiding those curbs this time.
Let's see Ruthless P. It's gonna be a 1:17.1.
Wow.
So on the front row, but still 7 tenths behind the leader.
But a big jump in grid positions, even though it wasn't a huge climb in time. The field spread very tight in the top 9.
Really close call, also with Hercus on these mediums. While at the back there are already some people that didn't manage to set a luck, like Sabijaka and NXQK, that so retiring in the early stages of qualifying.
Rils Taravilo in the final sector. He's positive so far, and he could get himself on the front row with this time.
A little bit wide there.
Oh, oversteer, yeah.
Didn't manage to carry that much speed. So let's see, it's gonna be a 1:17.2. So 20 hundredths of a second behind his best attempt, finishing in 4th, unless Nicolas Boita can improve, and he's improving. Let's see, his second sector is 5 tenths up.
But it could all go wrong, especially through this section. See cars, drivers losing the car through that, especially when tyres are cold. Maybe 2 bites on the way into turn 13.
Slow in, fast out for Nicolas, who is pushing to the line for a 1:16.8. So, alongside Simopets, the only 2 drivers to go down the 70s. Sorry. So there it is. The amazing battle we've had in the first 2 seasons is we're having the same thing all over again in pre-season testing of Season 3. This is gonna be a good championship, Will, and let's hope. I really hope it. So, there you go. This is the grade for today's first race of pre-season, with Simopeds in pole, followed by Nicolas Boita, Ruthless P, Sicario, Servillo, Eisenberg, Truckster, Thershark, Vumux, and Ercus completed the top 10. Only Ercus is on a medium, a compound tire in the top 10, and then behind we have Godzilla, Barks, Little Hood, Tibran, Manic, Warren, Pat, Potro, Snagglefuff, and Zabishaka and NXQ. Okay, it's gonna be really hard to keep reading that name for me.
It's very interesting. I'm hoping that that the last car to join Zabijak is not going to cause a problem on our formation lap or on the race itself. It seemed like he joined during qualifying. When we started the session, he was P19, but let's hope.
Okay, let's see. Driver, as I always said, now twisting their setup, choosing the strategy, the fuel, the tire compound to start. From next year on, we're not going to have the rule of the Q2 tire or outside the top 10. What do you think about it?
From this season now, or from the next season?
No, from the next season, from the next season of real Formula One, and expect also on a Formula One game.
I hope it's going to be able to open up strategies a bit, but I wonder whether it's just going to mean that the fastest guys have the best strategy all the time. So there's a little bit of a lottery in the Q2 tyre rule at the moment, which is nice, but it's very difficult to know how that's going to change things.
Yeah, it was tricky last year with some Mercedes and Red Bull drivers not being able to pass the Q2 because they were trying to start the race on a medium tire. So a little bit of less drama in qualifying, but that's in real life. So we have to see what it's gonna be like for these guys on the next game.
Absolutely.
So formation lap has started. Zabijaka is following the car, so we have now a full field, all 20 drivers. Simopes in pole alongside Nicolas Boita on a nice looking car, I have to say. It reminds me a little bit of a Mercedes.
There's one out there that looks like a Nismo Toyota or Nissan Racing kind of car, and I really like it. I'll find it in a second. I'm just cycling through all the guys from the rearmost of the field. Some very plain looking liveries out there, unfortunately. They're going to be difficult to tell apart, and there's a really rather difficult to look at one. Wumax has a full rainbow chromatic effect on his car.
Let me look for it. Where is it?
I do like Chugster.
Okay, Vumax P9. Let me see it.
I think it's Nicolas Boita's that I think is looks most like a Nismo livery. True. Very nice.
So the AI is taking control car by car. While at the very back they're heating the tire as much as they can for the last part, and that's the AI taking the car of Zabijaka. And Simopeds is already lining up. So let's go on a broadcast plain view and let's enjoy the start of pre-season testing here in Catalonia. As always. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's lights out and away we go. Let's see, Simopeds got a really nice start alongside Nicolas Boita, who maybe has the jump on the inside of the Italian driver. Let's see on the braking zone. It's Simopeds going around the outside and then cutting on the inside and managing to get the position, to stay in position. while Sicario is fighting with Ruthless, who is trying to move around the outside, but he has to defend from Real Staravio, who is now looking to get the position on the inside of turn 4, and he managed to do so. And maybe he's gonna try also to go around the outside of Sicario. He has pace, he goes for it, and he managed to do so. Really nice start from the pink car, now in P3.
We've got some big drama at the back. Leox, Dirt Shark and Trugster having issues. There's damage on at least Dirt Shark's car, having lost the front wing, and we've lost Eisenborg on lap 1. Didn't even make it to the first timing sector beam as he seemingly went off track on the exit of turn 3. Looks like we've got yellow flags out there already, but the rearmost car's able to catch back up.
Yeah, Dirt Shark already lost his full wing Trugster down to P18, as you said. It's really something that you don't want on this pre-season testing. And now they're probably gonna go on the pit as Simopets cross the line first and set a 1:25.1 as the fastest lap overall.
Big issue for NXQK coming out of the final corner. He'd made up loads of places, up 7, and seemingly just lost 3, just getting himself out of the final corner as Potro goes for a move, but unsuccessfully on P13. That's Zabijaka. But yeah, we've also got Zabijaka himself up 7 from the start, as well as Tibran.
Tibran, yeah, a nice jump from 13th up to 6th. And is now creating a little gap on Godzilla. Erkus Monte and Vumax fighting for P7. Let's see, Potro is really close to Zabijaka fighting for P13.
No way through turns 7 and 8 though. Oh, around goes Pat Pat. Just lost traction going through turn 7. Rescued it before hitting the barrier, but down to P17. If he can get the car back under his control, we'll see when he next turns, Leox, because we know those hot tyres can be a problem.
Yeah, surely. Well, Simopets is already putting a giant gap for 2 laps. It's already it's already 2.6 seconds from Nicolas Poit, and another fastest lap. 1:21.5. DRS is now enabled. Erkus deploying all his DRS, but so does Godzilla, and he managed to defend his position. While NXQK is trying to make a move around the outside of Snaggletooth going to turn 1. Let's see if he's gonna outbrake the driver. Yes, he does. Can he hold it? He managed to. Really nice overtake. Yeah,
really good positioning from NXQK there.
Going a little bit too wide. Now Snaggletooth has an opportunity going down inside, but NXQK brakes just enough late. Still
on the dirty side of the track. He was really hanging on like a wall of death around the outside of turn 4.
Yeah.
It seems to be back under control and back on the
round. Another driver lost on that infamous corner, and now he's down to P16.
So turn 7 claims 2 victims already tonight.
Yeah, as Ruthless P overtake out of nowhere Sicario on the 3rd sector. How did he do that? And now the plain white car has to try to send the DRSs. He managed to, just about, under a second, using a little bit of DRS. As Real Staravio is putting a lot of pressure on Nicolas Boita. Maybe he has some wing damage because he's slowing the pack behind, and Simopets has already created a massive gap, 3.2 for only 4 laps on the board.
Well, maybe Willian can give us some indication of what's causing the hold-up for Nicolas Boita, unless it's just tyre saving at this early stage of the race. Yeah, certainly dropping down further than we would expect.
Yeah, surely. Oh, and also Potre, I think, has lost the car. Yes, he does. And he's now on P16. P17 as Pat overtaking. Some drivers having problem with ABS. I want to remind you everyone that in this leg There are no assists allowed, not even the racing line, obviously.
Thanks to William, he's a pretty brutal summation. He says no damage, he's just slow. So
A little bit brutal.
very brutal, I think. Yeah.
William, what is Nicholas for you, your brother? I think.
Yeah.
And Reels, I think he had the opportunity, but he broke a little bit too early and didn't go for the move for P2. He has to try it as soon as he can, otherwise the gap between the Simopeds and the driver in second place is gonna be way too big. William confirms that he's the brother of Nicholas.
Yes, that sounded like a brother comment, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So this battle for second place becomes 4 cars so far, as Nicholas Boyd are holding off Reels Taravilo from Ruthless Peas and now Sicario. I wonder how long it'll be before Tibran gets on terms with them, but he's got Hercus Monte behind him.
Pushing, yeah, surely. And we have to say that the top 5 is on softs, while Tibran and Hercus are on medium, and they're not that far away. They're keeping, maybe because Nicholas is slowing a little bit the pack, and this is really playing in favor of Tibran and Hercus.
Absolutely. The problem, it seems, for Manic, dropping back down the field, down to P12 at the moment, Manic. Yeah. But keeping my eye on Reels at the front here.
Drifting just in front of us. Really nice catch on camera. You gotta see that. You lost it, probably.
Really yes, you just caught it, yeah.
Zabijaka trying to go on the inside of Barks to the hood for P10, and Barks hold the position just about. Let's see if Zabijaka is gonna try and move around the outside of turn 3. Now switching into the inside, using the ERS, pulling alongside him. Let's see. But Barks hold around the outside. They're gonna go side by side to turn 5. And Barks
early
gave
on the
up the position.
Yeah, early on the brakes from Barks, but yeah, as you say, letting Zabijaka go, it seems, doesn't want to fight too hard. It's very early in the race to be fighting too hard with the car in front.
He always says to me that there is no need to ruin your race in the early stages.
Tibran almost sideways going through turn 11, just hanging on, but that will condense the gap to the driver behind. He's certainly hanging on here, drifting again into turn 13, 14. Yeah, and I think Hercus is going to be really so close. Yeah.
Yeah, Tibran doesn't have even a lot of ERS. His red light is flashing, so he's below 10%. Tibran goes the inside, Hercus switching from the outside, and it's a really easy pass going to turn 1. And Hercus gets 6th place.
Yeah, seemingly Hercus forcing Tibran to make his one permitted move across the track early, and then, of course, being able to take the inside line. It looked like a dummy, but the rules of racing are such that Tibran was not able to weave back to the right after coming left. Down that start-finish straight.
As Vumax is now putting a lot of pressure on Tibran, on his softs tire. As this race is a 100% race, these softs can last a little bit longer, comparing to a 50% race. So we're gonna see how many laps the advantage. It's gonna.
Yellow flag in the final sector, Leox, with one of the grey cars on the outside edge of the circuit.
Probably Godzilla.
It is.
See, yes. Yeah, it is. So Simopad stretching the lead, just crossing the line of the A club of 6. Really difficult number for me.
Tibran struggling through the final corner. Looks like Womack's getting past. Beautiful stuff. Oh, Reels Travillo as well.
Yeah, on P2, on Nicolas Boita. So finally Reels has decided to deploy his ERS and get that P2, and now he's gonna try to stretch the gap from the Brazilian driver. More or less the same amount of ERS. Let's see if Travillo is gonna drain all this battery to stretch the gap over 1 second. As the train gets a little bit closer, everyone, it's on 4/10.
Does seem on these soft tyres that Nicolas Buyta hasn't got the pace, but it could all change around, Leox, once he gets the medium tyres on.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Ruthless is now really close to Nicolas as Potro let the contender for P2 go.
Yeah, he's getting lapped, so getting out of the way. Very fair racing from Potro. No safety car, of course, to rescue anybody's strategy. So they just have to keep fighting and hope that the car in front makes a mistake if they're running around at the back.
Exactly. Nicolas Buyta is really close to Reels. He wants the place back, and Reels doesn't fight, really. And Nicolas get P2 back.
No, if he starts fighting Leox, then Ruthless Peach is going to close in on the back of them. Better to let someone go by who's got DRS and then come back at them the next time round than create a really difficult battle that slows everybody down.
Surely. And Vumax got past Tibran, and Tibran is already off the DRS range of the, let's say, rainbow car.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's see. Warren also with a really good looking car, nice livery. Putting some pressure on Zabijaka, who already has a penalty. Let's see, it's probably gonna be 3 seconds. It is. For corner cutting, Real Sarvia really close. Let's focus on the battle for P2. As Struxer goes into the pit, another stop for him.
Yeah, interesting. 2 stops already. We've just gone through to lap 10. Now here comes Reels Taravilo.
Easy pass for him. This should...
Ooh,
a Truxer!
who's that?
Ooh. Yeah,
It's Truxer. Oh no, we've got drama all the way down. Reels Taravilo out. Herkus affected as well. Wumax caught up slightly, but it looks like Reels Taravilo knocked out after. Incredible to see the Truckster's car. Was he on his outlap? He'd just come out the pits.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he has cold tires and he got caught by the S's on turn 1 and 2, and that's the end of Real Sarvio's race. I wonder if Nicolas got damages as well, while Erkus is on P3 right now on the medium tire.
Ruthless Peach has lost an end plate and he's going slowly, trying to get out of everybody's way, but it's very difficult. The worst place to affect damage at the start of the lap, so you've got the full lap to run. No long held VSC or yellow flags for these guys. They're going to have to make up that damage later on and just hope everyone else makes a mistake as well. But Ruthless Peach down, and unfortunately Reels Taravilo, one of the main contenders for the podium today, Leox, out of the race.
Out of the race, he was looking good for P2 and he's already has left the session, so it's really frustrated. Ruthless P, ERL Sicario going into the pit, while Nicolas Buyta, as his engineer William told us in the chat that he has no damage, continue, but the gap is now enormous from P1, 11 seconds for Simopets, who is now really in a clear.
Yeah. We've got Zabijaka on the back of Warren. That's the closest battle I can see at the moment on track. But yeah, the race really now coming to the medium runners, because that accident cleared out several of the soft runners at the front of the grid.
Yeah, really. And now the field is really interesting to see how the strategy is going to work, how many stops we're going to see. I want to know if Sicario, ERL Sicario and Ruthless P are gonna have the speed to catch up to Erkus and Vumax, who managed to gain a ton of time when they were going back into the pit.
Zabijaka really close now, and Warren, I think, is running out of grip, missing the apex frequently on this particular lap. So Zabijaka like a shark smelling blood in the water. Heading now towards the back of Warren, just needs to get as close as possible, takes a wide line through the penultimate corner. That should give him a good run out of the final corner. And
using a little bit of momentum, but using all his DRS now. DRS wide open, Warren stays on the racing line, and Zabijaka switch at the very last moment to the right hand side and get past Warren.
Yeah, a well-worked overtake, Leox. He did the work for that almost the entire previous lap.
Yeah, I was preparing from the start of the third sector. I managed to go up on P6. He now has to stretch a gap of at least 3 seconds because he has that penalty in the early stages. This is not going to help him go a little bit wide. And now Warren has the possibility to fight back.
You see it so often with drivers. They make the pass, they've been working on the pass, watching the car in front, just breaking that a little bit later, and then when they get into clear air, suddenly they've lost their focus points, suddenly they run wide or miss a braking point just because they have to switch their focus suddenly.
Yeah, exactly. They tried all that time to to get the position, and then they lost focus. Ooh, yellow flag. Was that in sector 2?
We have everybody still running, so no big drama. Still 16 runners in this race, with 13 laps completed so far. Simapes 13.2 seconds away out here. Sicario.
He was right on the back of Ruthless P when they went into the pit, so I wonder why he's 10 seconds away from Ruthless. Yellow flag is sector 1. Oh, and there's a car. It's Potro, yeah. Potro, the rainbow. No, it's not the rainbow. Yeah, I think it's rainbow car, Potro, right?
I want to say it's Wumax, the rainbow car. Whoa, brilliant action going on between Warren and Zabijaka. Switch back through turn 4. They went side by side into turn 1, and it was Zabijaka staying ahead, but Warren with some great racecraft, just positioning himself really well and regains that position. Back up to P5, and he's wiggling his way through turn 9.
Exactly.
Sorry, turn 8. Yeah, very difficult.
Yeah, with also... and let's see, Zabijaka is gonna go down inside. No, he thinks better of it and decides to prepare. Ooh, almost losing the car there on the start of third sector. Now wants to prepare the overtake going on lap 14.
Barks has got a great view of this as well as he starts to close into this battle for P6 and make it into a three-way fight. Who's looked after their tyres best on these medium tyres and who will be in the sweet spot? I think we're going to start to see those soft tyres drop off soon, Leox.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see Zabijaka trying to get the position on Warren, who's going ultra defensive, trying the late break and going around the outside, but Warren closed the door, he clinched the curb and tried to pull a move around the outside of turn 3. Fantastic overtake from Zabijaka, closed the door on Warren, and he's gonna do a late breaker and get the position.
Potro has retired from the race, but there was a hint of a squeeze, or possibly just a little bit of loss of traction of adhesion on the car from Warren, but he backed out of it sportingly to try and make sure he didn't fall foul of any rules. I'm sure they touched wheels at one point, but yeah, Zabijaka holding on.
Barks 3 tenths behind Warren is now, I think he has the better medium of the trio, because they two up on him fought these last few laps. So I think yes, the better compound.
So the first scheduled Plan A pit stop for Wumax in operation right now. So he pits from P4 and has already dropped 1 place. We'll see if he elects for the mediums or for the hard tyres shortly. But that's maybe 1 or 2 laps earlier than we might see Simapes and Nicolas Boita pit.
Probably, yeah. Wumax goes into the pit, selecting the medium tire, so probably a 2-stop race.
Yeah.
Soft, medium, medium. I wonder, or maybe soft, medium, soft as well.
I'm sure you see a lot more 2-stop races, Leox, in in this league with 100% races. It's
Yeah, exactly.
it's much more open to a two-stop strategy.
Yeah, I've seen also 3-stops strategies in Mexico,
Nice.
if I recall, which is a 2-stopper on a 50% race, and it's a 3-stopper here on
Ruthless
100%.
Peach in the pits as well, putting soft
that's
tyres
kinda
on
strange.
for a quick sprint in this middle session. Let's see what happens to that tyre life. So presumably going, what's that, 2 stops so far?
Yeah, it's
for
a
Ruthless Peach.
Yeah, so kind of strange. This strange strategy was one of the fastest guys at the start of the race, battling for P2, and now dropped down to P14.
NXQK just lost a place. Lost a place to Sicario. I think those soft tyres going off now, and the medium tyres are in much better shape, especially on Sicario's car, because they're relatively fresh in that BMW Sauber-esque livery that Sicario's driving. NXQK moving backwards slightly, already dropped out of DRS range. I wonder if that for him is the indication he needs that it's pit stop time. 14 laps on these tyres, and indeed into the pits goes NXQK then.
Really nice analysis. Sicario has also a pace advantage we saw from qualifying on XQK. So Sicario needs to work his way up the field after the incident that saw involved Rilstaravillo and Traxxer with that amazing shunt in turn 2. As the battle for P6 continue among Warren, Barks and Zabijaka.
Yeah, Barks just making a slight mistake in that turn 10 and turn 11 section. So dropping out of DRS. Maybe he'll be able to regain it. He's right on the bubble as they go towards the detection zone. He's just caught back up, and in fact Warren has dropped out of that. Still, the two leaders, Simapez and Nicolas Boita, who are not teammates today, don't be deceived by their icon colour. Exactly. They are still staying out and not pitting just yet. So able out there in front of the field to make those soft tyres last towards what might be a difficult but achievable one-stop potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Simapez, I think, is trying to send everyone in the pit and re-exit in first place, clear of all the traffic, all the battles, avoiding any possible damage from a fight. Really clever decision, since he has more than 18 seconds gap from Nicolas. And we can't discount Hercus Monte in the battle for P2, because he's on a medium, just 3 seconds behind Nicolas Boita, who's just gone into the pit as we speak, and got a 5-second time penalty for spitting in the pit lane. That's really, I have to say, William, an amateur move from the Brazilian driver.
Yeah, it's so easily done though, so easily done. So Barks is now definitely making this a battle for 6th place. Zabijaka getting away from Warren. Barks on the offensive. He's got the DRS. He's catching right up, but he's not quite there. And it looks like Zabijaka up behind Nicolas Boita, who has put hard tyres on. So he's going to be really vulnerable right now.
Exactly. The hard tyres need at least 2 to 3 laps to get in good shape, in good temperature. And Zabijaka almost losing the car in turn 4.
Getting greedy, but he can be patient here, because, as you say, 2 to 3 laps on 100% race distance, 2 to 3 laps to get those hard tyres in operation.
Yeah, he doesn't have to get things done anytime really too soon. Otherwise, it's gonna be in danger for exactly even here. He goes really wide, maybe trying to outbrake the Brazilian driver, but not quite enough close.
Yeah, new fastest lap from Ruthless Peach, the only driver on fresh softs apart from Snaggletooth right now. So trying to get some quick laps in and make up some ground.
I'm wondering why Simopets is not pitting yet. Maybe he wants to put a couple of laps in the softs and then switch to an hard tires and go maybe to the end of the race.
Yeah, you'd have to think the hard tyres will make it to the end, but I wonder if he's trying to go for mediums.
A one-stop, soft medium?
It's a possibility. Given the pace advantage he's got, he can of course protect those tyres and he can just drive to the delta. But at the moment he's just pushing and pulling away from everybody.
Yeah, he needs, I think, at least 25 laps on those softs if he wants to go on a one-stopper. But he doesn't seem like he's stopping anytime soon with a 93% of ERS, so he's barely using it.
I'm going to ride with him and see how the car is feeling.
And it's feeling quite smooth through these essays.
Yeah, and I can see his tyre temperatures on the steering wheel, all in fairly safe range. He's not overheating. Still in double digits on the steering wheel, so...
When Ruthless goes round turn 1 and 2, yeah. And one of the contender for the podium is now driving outside of the track in P14, getting overtaken by NXQK. So not a really nice first race of the season for Ruthless P, but he has a lot of room for improvement. As I always say in this 100% race, consistency is key.
Hint of a lock-up into turn 10 for Simopes, so I think the tyres are reaching the end of their life. We'll see as he goes through the final sector. This could be pit stop time for him.
Let's see.
No,
he doesn't. He doesn't listen to us.
No,
and engineer.
It's probably a good idea not to listen to us. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He's out there in P1. He's got a 22-second lead so far. What will it look like at the end of the race, I wonder?
I wonder if he's gaining on Nicholas. Let me just check the time. Simopets has done 21.9, while Nicholas Boyd on the last lap has done a 22.3. So Simopets is going 4 tenths faster than Nicholas Boyd, who's on a brand new set of tyre.
Yeah, his pace advantage pretty strong right now. Let's hope it's just one track that means Simopes is this dominant, and it's
welcome.
Not a shade of
the UK SA Simopets League.
he's now got his name on the door, has he? He's
yeah, exactly. So let's see Warren closing in on Zabishaka.
Oh, Ruthless Peach out of the race, I think. Has he retired in the pits? I think
Probably,
he did.
Yeah.
But the car, I don't think he retired quick enough in the pits. No, I think he has. I'm struggling to see now, but I think his car is gone.
Yeah, I think he retired in the pits, and I think I saw that, but we're focusing on Simopets being the main driver in this league. Let's see, Warren. Marks is just shy of the DRS zone. You really need it.
Double wave yellow, sector 1 and 2. One of the grey cars struggling out there.
It's Manic? No, it's not. Who is then? It's Tibra, maybe?
Well,
no,
we just lost a car. I don't know if it was Ruthless Peach's car exiting. It was a grey Icon car, and it just went into turn 4, went off track and disappeared on us. So I can't quite be sure exactly what the game's trying to communicate to us there.
There are a lot of grey cars also in the field. Manic, Zabijaka, Tibran, and Ruthless was just retired, as we said. So no one is in the DRS left. Oh, exactly. Sicario is really close to Pat. So I think this is gonna be a really easy move for
all about
Sicario.
That exit. Yeah, all about the exit. Keeping that momentum. He's in the wheel tracks and he should be going for it here.
Yeah, but let's not get in trouble and let the faster man goes up into P10. P10. So the new faces are not really shining on this pre-season testing. Sicario and Ruthless P were the one that were looking really good as the new faces, but Ruthless P retired, probably frustrated of the incident, and Sicario lost a ton of time out of the pit on the early stages.
Yeah, I think for many newcomers, racing on 100% is a very different challenge for focus and for tyre wear and car and race management. It's a very different set of skills, so it doesn't surprise me that some of the new faces may be dropping off and they need to get a little bit more practice in the bank, Leox, before the next race.
Yeah, surely. Do you happen to know where we're gonna race next week?
Do you know, I can't remember, but I will look it up.
Cute. Oh, and Simopets goes into the pits finally after 22 laps. So let's see what his choice gonna be.
Well, appropriate enough for a pre-season test. Next week we're going to Bahrain.
Okay.
And the season begins on March 20th in Great Britain at the Silverstone track, and it will finish on May 29th in Brazil.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Weber. Simopets going
Finally
out of the pit.
And there's those medium tyres.
And he's in front of Invictus by 5 seconds.
Wow.
With yet to stop. And Invictus does really have a chance to fight for that P2. I guess
you said lap 25 if he wants to do a single stop soft to medium. He got to 24, so maybe he's going to be able to get these to the end.
I think he's probably gonna try, as he always to put a brand new set of softs in the late stages and go for a fastest lap. Even if already has it, but he wants just to improve, just to have fun, because after 1 hour of driving around the same track alone, I mean, you're driving first, so it's okay, but you're driving alone. You want to have fun.
He gets to wave to people as he laps them.
Yeah.
So that's
not really
good
a fight,
for him.
But
yeah, he gets to say hello. Maybe he's in a chat with his fans as well.
No, he maybe with his engineer, Max. Shout out to him. He's surely in the chat. So let's have a look at the position change from the start of the race. Let's have an image of who has made the biggest step forward and step back. Arcus and Tibran were yet to stop, are currently in P2 and P3, probably net P5 and 6, while Zabishaka, really a good improvement. He didn't participate in the qualifying, but he's now in P5, gained 15 places, and correct me if I'm wrong, but no, he hasn't pitted yet. Exactly. While Nicholas Boyd is in P4, but he's already stopped, and Sicario, as we said before, is one of the dropout of the start of the season. Also, Dirt Shark, you may not know him, but he was fighting for the championship in the first half of season 2. So it's kind of strange to see him out of the points.
He had that difficult first getaway from the line with a broken front wing before he even got into turn 1. So he's fighting hard and he's on the comeback trail. I'll keep my eye on him. He's appropriately got the Shark sponsor on the engine mount of the car, which is very cool for his gamer tag.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs a dirt sponsor as well. Have you got anybody in mind yet for best livery of the race so far?
Probably Vomax, as we were saying before. I mean, it's the most original one with this kind of rainbow. I mean, I don't love the color red. Oh, and that's was a shunt in the back. It was Manic. I don't know if you saw that, but he completely destroyed his front wing in the straight, in the main straight. He just lost the car. Hit the ball out.
Is that a loss of focus, or is that just the medium tyres starting to give up now?
After 25 laps, probably.
Full fuel, you know?
Maybe, but now Manic is surely going to the pit, and Sicario will gain another place. So it's going to be up to P9, also Durshark. They need to push as much as they can to get track position. Surely, most likely Durshark it's going to manage to get P10.
Yep. 1 point for P10, 10 points for a win in normal season. Obviously, they'll get awarded points, and I believe, Leox, they are racing today for car and teammate choice. I think that's what they will get first refusal on teammates and which of the F1 2021 liveries they choose to racing.
You're right. You're right.
For me, I think in terms of livery, I actually like Nicholas Boyd's best. Not from the T-Cam, but from trackside. I think it's got a really nice look to it.
Let me have a look. Yeah, it looks nice, but now that I see Durshark car, I'm in love. I mean, the livery is cool, and the Shark sponsor that you notice, it's really a class. It's really class.
I'm not going to have style arguments with an Italian, that's for sure. I know to stay in my lane as a British person. I'll bow to your expertise.
I'm not that. You embarrass me.
Barks has never been this close. Oh, Barks and Warren coming to blows almost. No, in fact, it was Warren passing NXQK. The two blue cars confused me, but Warren and NXQK coming to into contact with each other, going down the back straight. That has opened up the door for Barks here. He's never been this close, Leox.
Yeah, exactly. He's within 3/4 tenths of a second to Warren, getting a nice line on the exit of the final corner. Really close. He's now going to use only ZRS probably. DRS wide open. Warren sticks to the racing line, but Barks has a getaway on the right side and really stretching a 4 tenths gap going into the braking zone. A little bit too wide, but he has the space advantage that he created on the main straight to keep P6. Nicely done for Barks.
Absolutely, but Warren will be remembering NXQK's name for post-race appeals, I would imagine.
Yeah, a little bit of a lack of focus for NXQK, that he had to let Warren go as soon as they were close. And Simopets goes fastest with 1:19.8.
That's impressive on medium tyres, because the previous fastest lap was set by Ruthless on new softs.
And was a 1:21.1. So almost 1.5 seconds faster than the fastest lap before. So really on another level, Simopets. He has trained a lot, he told me. He really improved driving without racing line, because he was a racing line user.
Wow.
But with these 100% races that he got in the bag in season 1 and 2, he really improved, and he's now looking forward to eSports in the future. I kind of would love to see him up there.
Oh, Barks going very wide through turn 3. Maybe that's his line, but very different line to Warren. They're on equal strategy, and so a very fair fight between Warren and Barks here. I'm not sure Barks has quite got the pace to put the required gap on Warren just yet.
No, it doesn't look like, because he was also behind Warren for 10 laps or so and didn't manage to overtake him. So now that he got the opportunity, it's gonna be hard to pull a gap, surely. he needs to work on it lap by lap, but Warren is just behind him, 0.3 of a second, and it's going to be a great opportunity going down into turn 1.
Yeah, exactly the same gap that Barks had on Warren as they went through the last sector. Looks like the car behind of NXQK struggling as well. He's gained a penalty and everything.
Barks goes into the pit after 28 laps on these mediums. He has enough. He doesn't want to get overtaken by Warren, and he's probably going to put a set of hard tires.
Yeah, it's an awkward time to pit, but yeah, there goes the hard tires onto the Barks car.
Yeah, I wanted to show
serving a penalty as well here. No, just a late release.
Yeah, he probably just wanted to do a one-stopper and didn't want to risk the soft tire. So maybe it's a good indicator for us to probably see that Erkus and T-Brown are gonna stop quite soon, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, running those mediums on full tank of fuel would be very difficult to one-stop. So either make it a hard tyre run and be slower per lap than on the other tyres, but save a pit stop, or go for a two sets of softs.
Exactly. And Zabijaka is now really close to Nicholas. Oh, and Zabijaka got another 3-second time penalty, but we're gonna count them by the end of the race.
Yeah, they're going to add up by the end of this time, aren't they? We're not even halfway yet, and there's quite a few penalties on the board.
Yeah, some drivers are consistent with penalty. Nicholas doesn't use DRS, and Zabijaka goes for it, but his Snagglefoot goes up ahead, and Zabijaka has to push a little bit too much on the brakes. But still, he gets the move done. And now Snagglefoot goes onto the right hand side, lets Zabijaka go. Nicholas has not really got a nice speed. Ooh, Zabijaka almost losing the car there and going side by side to turn 5. And let's see. And Nicholas give up the place.
Well, you can see just how little grip there is on the inside line there, Leox, for Nicholas as he gets around turn 6. Just found no grip, couldn't press the accelerator as he's used to.
Exactly. Yeah, the hard seems horrible, as I was saying. So really not a great choice, because he had pace on Zabijaka in the first half, but now he has lost some ground to him, and he's probably gonna lose also some time to Herkus and Tibran.
NXQK looks to be out of the race. I don't know if that is a deliberate retirement. I think it might be in the pits.
Yeah, because he has 0 laps on these softs, so probably pitted and retired.
So we're down to 14 now as we approach half distance.
Nicholas going down inside of Zabijaka into turn 1, and Nicholas get the place back in P4. Still, it's not what he wants, surely, because the 2 guys up ahead are pushing this medium to the end of their lives, and they're getting some crucial time from the Brazilian driver.
In comes Warren as well into the pits now, putting hard tyres on, dropping down to 8th, and I wonder, will Barks and Warren find each other on track again? They do, fighting side by side as they go into turn 3.
Let's see, Barks was a little bit hotter mediums in temperature. He's gonna try a dive around the outside. Warren cuts him off, and Barks has to settle for P9 probably. Yeah. Ooh, really close call for Warren to switch a little bit the steering to the right.
So I have to say, big congrats to Warren, Pat, Snaggletooth, Herkus and Simapez. 33 laps, half distance already, and not a single penalty on the board.
Yeah, impressive. It's almost a 50% race. What is it, like 35, 38 or something? 55% distance here in Spain. Yeah, and we're used to see some 3 or 6 seconds penalty as we speak. Simapez gets caught by a warning.
Interesting to see Zabijaka come in and put a second set of hards on, I believe. Or is that just...
Really?
No, I think that's just the visual glitch. Yeah, he took off the mediums, but
Yeah,
when they run the
hard.
pit stop, it looks like they're taking off hards and putting hards on, so...
Okay. Really confusing.
Yeah.
Now Zabi going to the hards. I mean, he saw that Nicholas wasn't really fast on it, so I expect a better decision, another decision. But let's see if it's gonna pay off. Maybe he feels more comfortable in these shoes, we can say.
Yeah,
While
I think Barks is going quite fast. I think he's got those tyres up to temperature.
And he overtook Warren.
Yeah.
Where did it happen?
I think that must have been his turn 1.
Yeah, surely. Because Barksy is putting a lot of... yeah, he's gaining and gaining.
He is on a real push lap out here. He's faster than he's ever been through Sector 2 as well.
And as we speak, he lost half a second in 2 turns.
Well, it's certainly pushing hard.
Yeah, surely. Maybe it's just about outside of the DRS range. Let's see if Warren got the DRS. Yes, he does, so that is crucial for him. In fact, he's using all these ERS now. Barks has only 20%, so you need to storage a little bit of the energy recovery system.
I think Dirt Shark here is going to be interesting.
Let's
30 laps on the medium for Dirt Shark.
Let me look. 30 laps, yeah. Still on P10, so he's really working this medium as much as he can. As Arcus and Tibran are doing 34 laps and 33 laps respectively.
Yeah, in races of their own, the top 6 cars can't even probably see a car around them. Zabijaka might be able to see Sicario in his rear view mirror, but at the moment, yet the top 6 completely on their own.
I'll say from 2nd to 6th on their own, because the driver in P1 is really on another
different race. Yeah, he's driving to Bahrain already. Dirt Shark looks to be on the hunt here for Warren's P9 as well at the moment.
Yeah, Warren and Barks, because they're fighting. They've been fighting for 5 to 6 laps now, including the pit stop, and so Dirt Shark has an opportunity to gain some places here on track, and then maybe get the drivers. Warren around the outside, a late raker. Barks getting the inside line, and now Dirt Shark put his nose close to Warren's car, but everything looks like it's gonna be the same. Yep.
Good fair driving between everyone. I think Dirt Shark fancied a go down into turn 3 there, but there was no way through.
Surely thought about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Arcus goes into the pit final after 35 laps. What he's gonna choose? He chooses Arts. So maybe he was obliged to do that because the softs can't really do 40 laps, and maybe he didn't
Dirt
want
Shark,
to
dive
stick.
bomb from Dirt Shark. Wow, into turn 10. Crazy close, but just rescued it as Barks picks up his second 3-second penalty. He might be in front of these guys now, but he won't be later.
Yeah, we also have to think about Dirt Shark, who is yet to pit, because he has to switch to the hard, or maybe to a compound of medium, since he has already pitted in the early stages.
Yeah, I wonder how far into this race he will get.
Let's see
he's
Warren
got a good run here on Warren.
of Barks, who is out of energy, really braking late. Barks trying to get the inside line for turn 3. Warren cuts him off. Let's see Dirt Shark going around the outside of Barks, but he has the better line. And
Barks out of ERS as well here, Leox, so Barks having to fight with very little left.
Ooh, Nicholas Boytes goes round in turn 9, I guess, and lost the place to Vumax. Does he have damage? Is the question. Let's put on broadcast view. He has both hand plates, so if he has a damage, it's a minor one, but surely a big hit for the standings. With now Hercus and Tibran in the clear of Nicholas. West work his way up the field to...
Warren is twitching around here. He's... I wonder if he's picked up a little bit of floor damage on a curb. Seemingly struggling to hang on to this car in the middle sector.
Ooh, in fact, Barks is really glued to the back of Warren.
Yeah. I think Warren has had an issue on that lap.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have a go into turn 1. You can see the speed difference. It's crazy. DRS open, DRS on, but Barks only has 3%, squeezing Warren inside and getting the position.
Yeah, wanted to make sure that that was dealt with before they turn into turns 1 and 2, but yeah, very close to puncturing his rear tyre on the front wing.
He probably wanted to send a message to Warren saying he's behaved on the last few laps, as Warren let pass Simopeds, who is lapping him on lap 38.
Yeah, so what's that? Simopeds has now lapped P9. I wonder, is it possible for him to lap up to the podium? It's looking like he might on this pace
It wouldn't
tonight.
be the first time.
Really?
Yeah. It's, they have to make him drive blindfold or something.
Yeah. Intermediate tyres, maybe.
Ooh,
put him in an F2 car if we could.
Manic going to turn 4, fighting just in front of Hercus Monte. Manic banged wheel with Pat to get P11.
Well, let's hope things calm down a bit. We don't want drivers getting angry, but yeah, it looks like Manic successfully passed Pat at this point.
But Pat doesn't have any penalty, while Manic probably has 3 seconds. Let me see. Yeah, 3 seconds. And they're going to the end with these arts. So a really good fight that we're gonna see till the end of the race, probably.
What we saw there was Warren being very generous in letting Simopeds through. Barks a little bit more competitive and has gained a second on Warren, just picking the right moment for him to let Simopeds by. Wimax passes Tibran somehow.
Yeah, Tibran got round at sort of P of sector 3, and now Nicholas is in the second of a gap between to Tibran, as I was saying. Let's see if he's gonna have a chance here into turn 1, but it's quite far off. He has a lot of VRS, but 7 tenths to clear in a main straight. It's not easy. Let's see if he's gonna dive bomb. No, he decides to think better of it. Oh, almost losing the car. Well, Simopeds sets another fastest lap on this medium at 19.0. So a lot of drama in these mid stages, with a lot of drivers losing their focus and almost losing their cars there.
Absolutely. Pat now picks up a penalty, so he was he's back on terms, I think, with Manic. Yeah, so their positions after penalties will be exactly as they are right now.
So he has to overtake him on track. Good for us. We're gonna see some more action, surely. So let's jump aboard with Pat. Ooh, and as we say, he lost the car on the final corner and lost all the time he was trying overtaking Manic. Does he have damage? Let me see. He doesn't.
Still got that DRS as well. So.
Yeah, some strange DRS, but now yes, 26th lap to get a gap down as it was before, while Sicari goes into the pit for his final stop, probably. So Webbo, do you think that Vumax is going to the end with his medium, or is gonna stop once more?
I think that's going to be a very difficult run. I think he's going to have to stop again for some softs, a little sprint at the end.
Yeah, I can't do that 50 laps, does he?
That would be something special if he does.
Yeah, 15 seconds away from Mercus. And now I just want to let you know that Simopez has a 50-second advantage to P2. Incredible stuff from the Italian driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many drivers it got lapped? Let me see. So only
Last time I saw
six.
Simopez, he'd done P9, but yeah, having got past Barks, and I'm assuming he's got past Zabijaka. Has he? No, he's got Zabijaka ahead.
Not yet.
So
Exactly.
yeah, wow.
Let's see if he's gonna complete the challenge and lapping everyone by the end of the race. Probably not, because he has to pit, or probably he's gonna pit for a brand new set of softs to give us some qualifying ideas. And probably 117.5, that's my prediction.
Yeah, some drivers will be struggling to make that in qualifying, so
Exactly.
yeah, he's very, very quick out there. The only battle he really has is against his own focus today.
And he's a machine. We used to call him like that because he was really unbelievably consistent.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really hard words.
Yeah, lots of syllables for someone in their second language to cope with, definitely.
Yeah. So let's stay on board with Nicholas, who is closing in on Tibran. And as we say, Tibran gets 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And now let's have a look at the penalty situation so that we have an idea who has to push. And Nicholas has 11 seconds worth of penalty, but Zabijaka behind him has 9, so it's fine with that. Barks 6, and Warren is in a net P7 at the moment, since he's the only driver with Ercus didn't get any penalty at the moment.
Yeah, I thought perhaps Simopez would be able to do this without a penalty, but there's a long way to go yet for the drivers. Still another 23 laps before they can claim to have driven the whole race clean without a single penalty, and they start to really rack up. So it could be anybody's positions in the midfield here at the moment. Still, perhaps Nicholas Boyds is struggling, but of course other drivers could catch him.
Yeah, surely he's on a whole set of R's, but as we saw in this game, they really don't have a breakout point. At least over 50 laps, they're gonna drop off surely, but I don't think it's gonna be the case now. Nicholas will do 47 laps if he managed to finish on that compound.
Yeah.
So let's see, Sicario, I think, is the one that is pushing more than anyone on a brand new set of mediums. He's surely gonna catch Warren and maybe even Barks by the end of lap 50. I think it's lapping quite faster than the two guys ahead of him.
Yeah, those medium tyres will be in a much better place towards the end of the race, certainly for this next stint for Sicario.
Let me have a look at the timesheet. Yes, he's lapping over 1.5 seconds faster than the guy in front. So in a matter of 2 to 3 laps, he's gonna catch him. Well, there's a yellow flag. Was that Vumax? Yes, it was. In fact, Tibran got really close, and so did Nicholas Boyda, who is in the DRS range of the car ahead.
Yep, stepping out of the way goes Snaggletooth, I think. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pat, wasn't it, in the green and black car?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
But Nicholas Boyds has really caught Tibran there.
And he is using all his ERS, so is surely thinking of a move. Tibran has his red light flashing, so his battery is below 10%. So Nicholas has really a good shot to get P4 at least on track.
I really like the drive that Dirt Shark has put in tonight. I know he's down 2 from his start position, but he was in penultimate place after the getaway from the front of the grid. Had to pit. There's been no safety cars, and he's made it back up halfway up the grid, following a front wing change. So battling on, and it's what you love to see.
Yeah, really dedicated driver. Also in the group chat, really kind. So it's the kind of chill guy that really likes driving, and it's not really competitive, but it's also quite fast.
So a kind shark we have.
Yeah. The name doesn't really match it, does it?
No, indeed. Nicholas Boyter getting very close here to the back of Tibran. I wonder if he's close enough to have a go. Perhaps slightly out of range. 7.5 tenths as they start the start-finish straight. But Tibran with that D-rating car, and this time Nicholas Boyter goes, oh wow, Tibran takes the middle of the road there, and Nicholas Boyter caught between decisions, gives it up, and in fact Tibran gets us another penalty in that defence.
Is this the new strategy of Nicholas? Putting the drivers ahead under pressure so that he gets warning and penalties. Ooh, almost losing the car, Nicholas there. We saw many drivers almost losing the car on turn 4 and also turn 6 and 7. This track does really show the best drivers to preserving the tyres.
It's got a little bit of everything, this track, so that's why it's such a good test venue. It doesn't always make for great on-track races, I have to say, but yeah, it's a car breaker for in many respects. It's a tyre eater, and the drivers who are hanging on and are able to drive clean are very highest quality.
Yeah, there are straight in the first sector or so, long sweeping corners in sector 2, and really slow corners in sector 3. So it's perfect for testing, a bit less for racing. So let's see you, Nicholas, trying to go around the outside of Tibran on turn 1. Really
I'm not sure whether Tibran knew which way Nicholas Boyter was going to go through turn 2. Tried to leave room on the outside and the inside, and he was somewhere in the middle.
He just placed the car in the middle. If you don't know where to put it, just put it in the middle.
Yes.
That's what he thought, probably.
It's not a super wide circuit, actually, this one. So if you do drive in the middle, you're taking up a good proportion of the track.
As we saw from Vettel and Bottas, when Vettel switched, I guess 3 times to overtake Bottas into turn 1. Do you remember that?
No, I forget now.
Where he went onto the grass to overtake him on the inside of turn 1. Yeah, this is a classic.
You can only do that when it's dry in Spain.
Yeah, surely.
You can't use the grass out there. It's very difficult. But Nicholas Boyter just underneath 7 tenths, and it will go again with 70-odd% of his telemetry, of his battery left. Tibran's still driving without any form of ERS. Will Nicholas Boyter go to the inside this time? Surely he will. Late move on the brakes. Closed out by Tibran. And that got a little bit rough out there, Leox.
Yeah, really rough from Tibran. That showed no room for Nicholas. He had to back out of it. And he has another opportunity on the next lap, but the tires difference is quite a thing, because Nicholas has 20 laps older hards. So we're gonna see in the next stages.
Well, Dirt Shark's just got by Sicario. I didn't see him closing up, but he's got by already. So up to P9 now. He's got a 6-second penalty. But I think there's a good chance of him putting the gap on Sicario. His pace has been very strong this race.
Actually, I think Dershak just overtook Sicario. Sicario didn't lost the car because they've gained a ton of time on Warren and Barks.
Wow.
Actually, Barks managed to put a really good gap on Warren. We were skeptical, but there are 4.5 seconds between the two. Let's jump on board with Nicholas on the main straight. Tibran always with low battery and now goes into the inside, braking late, and Tibran closed the door. Very, very risky decision. Let's see now. Nicholas has a really great run. Here into turn 3. Is he gonna dive into turn 4? No, he doesn't.
Just playing it cool.
Yeah. He decides to wait for a really good opportunity as Dershak overtook Warren into turn 1.
Dershak on a charge right now. On those medium tyres, he's got so much more pace than the hard tyre runners. With 10 laps into his mediums, he's really enjoying the track out there.
Yeah, he's one of the fastest driver overall at the moment.
So Nicholas, Tibran turns round after turn 10. One of those classic moments of loss of traction.
Did you see what happened?
No, all I saw was just a flash of him going wrong after watching Nicholas Beuter's car. I was just changing car view, but unfortunately Tibran spinning around, recovering without damage, I think, but
hopefully there was no contact between the two of them. Ooh, and Tibran lost the car once again.
It's just those hot tyres situation.
Yeah, I now lose the place on Zabishaka.
And that must be really annoying to be 48 laps into a race and lose so many seconds, probably 18 to 20 seconds now lost just in that one problem on the exit of turn 10.
And that put Dershak on a sweet spot to get P6 at most.
Sicario on Warren, who is going backwards relative to these medium runners now. Warren really struggling to match the pace of the medium runners. So Sicario up to P9, Warren down to P10, the last of the points paying positions.
We can see how much the speed difference is between mediums and hards.
Yeah.
Dershak and El Sicario looks on a charge right now, going through the field, and surely Dershak has already got 1.5 seconds on Barks' little hood in this last lap. As Barks is gaining on Tibran, who has surely lost his focus and maybe also some parts of his wing.
Absolutely. Simapez puts in a new fastest lap just in case we were going to start ignoring him. He's now got an entire minute on second place, Simapez.
And he just need to lap Arcus and Vumax, so the podium. Or has already done it. Let me see. Vumax has already been overtaken by Simapez, so
wow.
There is only Arcus still standing, and I think he's gonna survive. There are only 15 laps, and Simapez is probably gonna stop.
Is that the aim of the game here, to stay on the same lap as Simapez?
Yeah. Let's hope not for the upcoming season.
Absolutely.
Nicholas is gaining a lot and a new life on these old hards. He's got Tibran and he's now looking to get Vumax as well. But the penalty play an important role on these final stages.
Yeah, he'll be wanting to finish ahead of Vumax on the road, but he's got a lot to do to try and stay there after the penalties. Always just relying on Vumax making mistakes. Oh,
yeah, I forgot Vumax has to pit because he's on a 38 old mediums. So now Boita is on a net P3 with a 13 seconds lead on Zabishaka. So a great recover for Nicholas after a pretty rough start of a stint on these arts.
Yeah.
But Vumax put a soft tire and now it's gonna be so rapid.
Yeah, 14 to go for Vumax though. then
A close call out of the pit between Vumax and T-Brand, but T-Brand just about getting ahead.
But for how long? T-Brand's hard tyres, we've already seen how slow they are compared to worn mediums, let alone fresh softs. Vumax should be on fire right now from P6. How many places can he make back up again? Can he get himself back up to the back of Zabijaka before the end
of the race? Surely, I think in 3-4 laps, if he get past T-Brand as soon as he can, he's probably gonna be on the edge of overtaking for P4. Let's see. Also Peach fighting for P3 since Nicholas has a 32 old set of arts, don't you think?
I think those hards will be okay. I think it'd be something if Simapez will get to the end on those mediums, but as you say, perhaps going to go for soft, medium, soft today. But yeah, I think Nicholas might well try it. If he's going to go for softs, it'll be in the next lap or two, because there's no point not using them to their fullest. Vumax almost on the grass down the outside of T-Brand, using the DRS, using the new pace in these soft tyres, and he's already got his next victim lined up the road ahead.
Yeah, let's see if he's gonna put a fastest lap on the board on this brand new set of softs. I can imagine, because he also had the benefit of DRS going in the main straight. And he's gaining a ton of time as Dershak overtook Bark's little hood and got P7, and now T-Brand is crumbling down because Dershak is gaining and gaining every sector.
Yeah, and on equal penalties as well, so a fair fight for position out there.
And Simopets just listing us, talking about Vumax secting a fastest lap, has done 1:18.4, 6/10 of a second faster than the previous fastest lap.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Let's see Vumax crossing the line. Is it gonna be a fastest lap? Not quite, not quite. It's only a 1:20.1. It's a personal best, but not even close to Simopets.
A dirt shock on the back of T-Brand, getting close. T-Brand has fought most of this race without any ERS left at all. Quite used to the red light flashing on the back of that car this race.
Yeah. But that's what also pre-season testing is about, just getting back on these 100% races and trying new style of how you handle the car, the tires, the ERS, which is so important. I think it plays the most important role on these very long races.
Yeah, well, we got 12 racing laps to run. Simapez a minute and 6 ahead of Hercus.
So 10 seconds to go.
That's right.
Let's hit Dershak. It's 5/10 behind T-Brand, and it's like pushing into the corners of the final sector. Let's see if he's gonna have a good chicane. He's surely gonna have a run on T-Brand, and he has. Does he put the DRS on? He does. DRS wide open. T-Brand goes kind of defensive, but then sticks to the racing line, goes back into the middle once again, and Dershak just swoops around the outside. T-Brand
he can't squeeze. Yep, very late from T-Brand on the brakes, but Dershak just hung on around the edge and claimed that place.
I wonder if Dershak has the pace to get to Vumax. I don't think so, but we'll see, because this man is on a mission.
Yeah, absolutely. Vumax's pace should be stronger now, but it will drop off faster than Dershak's. They'll probably be about equal on grip throughout the rest of the race, I imagine.
Let's have a look at the penalties, because I saw T-Brand getting another 3 seconds, and now Barks, if he managed to, as I speak, Barks gets another 3-second time penalty, so so nothing on that side. Zabijak a 3-second time penalty, and Zabi is playing, is driving in P4, but has 15 seconds of penalty.
Yeah.
So he's virtually behind Vumax, Dershark, and maybe even Tibran. We're gonna see on this final 10 laps if Zabi managed to get some good laps in and stretch the gap as much as he can. Well, Vumax is gaining already on 3 seconds behind Zabijaka. So let's jump on board with Simabets, the leader of the race. It's not real fight at the moment, even if Sicario is having a look at the back of Barks, and it's still not close enough.
Yeah, Simapez on the same start-finish straight as P2, but the wrong way round, and he can't quite see Hercus Monte in his sights just yet, but you've got to imagine it pretty soon, because Hercus Monte really struggling to put a lap on Pat at the moment.
And as I was saying, Sicario getting close to Park. Sicario lost the car, lost the place to Warren, and now he's on P10, and I don't think he can aim for much more. Since there is
you can see on the lighter coloured cars, Leox, you can see from the trackside camera just how dirty they're getting through this race. You don't often see that in a shorter race. As Sicario goes back down the inside of Snaggle. Wow. Okay, not really fighting for racing position here, but you keep pushing.
Still a dummy on the third sector. Oh, and Dershark is getting closer and closer to Vumax.
Yeah.
We have to stay aware of the fight for P4, I should say, even P3 maybe, because Nicholas does have, let me see, 11 seconds of penalty.
Yeah.
Vumax has 3, Dershark has 6. Simobets gets another 3-second time penalty. Very bad driving from the driver in first place.
I'll let you tell him that.
Yeah, you can't even achieve a perfect race without any penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, shocking stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that might be a lack of focus, or it might just be just how much he's pushing out there. He could also be tired, try a drop off. I think he's still on those mediums, isn't he? So 33 laps he's just ticked over. I think he's going for a run here, because if he were scheduled to run for some soft tyres, he would have gone in already with only 8 to go.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of lack of focus, old tyres, and probably just seeing the checkered flag getting closer and closer every lap.
Yeah. It's a very difficult thing to be out there with no kind of action in front of you. And there he goes, wide again into the final 3 corners, but hanging on. I think he's challenging himself to keep the tyres in the operating window. I think that's the best challenge he can give himself at the moment.
Exactly. So, as William asked, yeah, I think every penalty that Zabijaka has is from corner cutting.
Yes. Yeah.
And Vumax is now really close, so I imagine an overtake on the next lap, or maybe even this lap if he doesn't want to lose any time, but he doesn't have enough ERS, and he decides only to stick with the DRS wide open and getting closer and preparing the attack on lap 59 for them, because Simobets is currently on another lap.
Yep, I can confirm for William that Zabijaka's penalties are definitely all track extension. So I think he's asking the question for the sake of for Wumax and for Nicholas, whether any of those penalties will get lifted.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of penalty being removed in this league.
No.
No, only probably because of safety car, but it got removed, so
Yeah.
there is no problem about that.
Of course, Nicholas did get a pit entry penalty, which is the 5-second penalty, but that's slam dunk. There's no arguing that one.
No, that's just a brutal mistake that it's gonna cost him a lot, because you surely don't gain 5 seconds by speeding into the pit lane. But
yeah,
it costs you that much.
No, absolutely. It's not commensurate with the advantage you might gain, but the rules are the rules, and there's a pit lane speed limit for a reason. So there just simply can't be any argument about that.
And Vimax might have started to have some problem on those softs, because he hasn't really gained a lot of Zabijaka. Maybe he wants to storage a little bit more of ERS, but he only gained a couple of tenths, but it's not really going for the overtake. Maybe he doesn't feel like he needs to do it as fast as he can.
But with Dirt Shark behind him, he knows that Dirt Shark will be caught in a DRS train. He doesn't need to go for any big, risky moves, and he should still be on for this podium.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to finish like that, he can also do that. He will gain the position on Zabi and Dirt Shark with penalties, but I don't think that's what he really wants. Yeah. He surely wants the overtake on track.
But it's fascinating the mindset the drivers will be having. There'll be some drivers out there like Sicario who will go for dive bombs on cars they're not even fighting with, and there are drivers who don't want to risk their finishing position. Here comes Wimax though.
Around the outside of turn 1, Zabijaka leaves enough room, and Wimax gets the place on him. Not a really good line for Zabijaka, and now maybe Dirt Shark can have a look at the outside, but it's way too far. But we have to say Zabi is low on the battery, so Dirt Shark might have the possibility to attack him. And
I think Wimax is going to stretch away as well, so it will mean that in a lap or two, Dirt Shark will have the solo DRS again. So Simapez will now, as he drops down out of, he can now see his second place rival taking turn 1 as he drops down the hill. So he's on the same sight line on the longer straight. You can see Hercus Monte.
Yeah. Oh, yellow flag. Is that Dirt Shark? Yeah, it's Dirt Shark.
It is. The car. Yeah.
Oh, really sad moment for Dirt Shark. Maybe he's still gonna get P5 out of penalties, surely, but he had the possibility to fight with Vumax for P4, so that's the chance is gone.
Manak has pitted as well. I wouldn't. That seems off the ideal point, but he's going to have a 4-lap run on soft tyres to finish this race out. Keep an eye on him for fastest lap.
I don't think so, but still, never discount a new face. Maybe it's gonna.
You're feeling harsh tonight, Leox.
It's gonna do a show. I'm Italian. It's gonna do a show off and put a 1:15.
Yeah, maybe. Current fastest lap is 1:18.4. More than a second faster than anybody else is Simapez.
Yeah, as we speak.
And there he goes.
1:18.1 on a 38 old medium.
Oh, that's just that's an insult to everybody, I think. Putting that kind of lap time in.
It's a giant middle finger into turn 1 as you pass.
Yeah.
I think
you can only take your hat off. You can only congratulate Simapez, because that is that's something else to do that on lap 63.
I want him to pit for a set of softs. Maybe he's gonna try to get Hercus, because
I think that's what is on his mind now. That's the only challenge left to him. Can he overtake Hercus on medium tyres?
Yes, 3 laps and a half to cover, I think, 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
maybe 3 since the pace gap.
Well, Zabi has fallen off the back of Wimax a little bit now. He was closing, and now he's just dropped off a little.
So credit to Erkus and Warren, who are the only drivers who didn't get any penalty. I'm not counting Snaggletooth because they drove most of the race.
I have to say, looking at the places gained here, Zabijaka 15 up from his start position. Now that all the pit stops are done with, now that everybody's strategy is where it is, that's remarkable. 15 places up, 8 up for Hercus Monte, 6 for T-Brant, 4 for Pat, 5 for Snaggletooth, but those last 2 have gained from other people's misfortune far more than Zabi and Hercus, with just 6 down for Sicario. Is that a surprise to you, Leox?
I've never seen Sicario driving around this league, but I really expect more from him watching qualifying. I expect him to fight with among Nicholas, Wilmax, and probably Erkus. And also Ristar Avillo and Traxter were out of this race.
Yeah, big surprises on that side. But that incident, the real talking point at the end of the race will be that incident involving several cars in the first sector there.
And Simoped's lapping Erkus right now.
And it was Truckster who was coming out of that
of the pit.
Yeah. That triggered the whole accident. So I wonder if there will be some questions asked about that, some reports made or rule clarifications or anything. But yeah, somehow Hercus lost a lot of time in that lap, and Simopez surprised us really by lapping the field a little bit earlier than we thought.
Yeah, he managed to do it only with 2 laps going to the end of the race, and he's not even improving on the first sector. He's 6 tenths down his personal best, so I think we're not gonna see a new fastest lap.
Well, he saves everybody a lap of extra running, so everyone can make sure they don't need to worry about their fuel limits anymore, and they can all go home early.
Also, us, we can go home early. Barks, we didn't say that. You usually watch the stream back, all the stream. So, shout out Barks.
Yes, of course, and thanks to Barks for organising the league and running everything. It's not easy, and must extend our appreciation to anyone tasked with the administration of a racing league. It's not a task anyone can do.
Yeah. Also, have a look at UKSS.com. This is our main and only sponsor of the league.
Title sponsor, I guess.
Yeah, title sponsor, like Oracle for Red Bull.
That's right.
So let's enjoy the last lap on board with Simopeds, as the gap between all the field are quite stretched out. There is no big fight. What do you make of this first race of pre-season testing?
Well, we've kept a good, interesting race throughout, regardless of Simopez's pace. It's just something to be admired and marvelled at, but there's been plenty of battles up and down the grid, and something happening nearly every lap. Lots of drama, a big issue as Simopez gets a penalty pushing for that fastest lap yet again. But yeah, lots of drama through this race. That big moment, seeing Trugster, Rills, Ruthless, all involved, really did spoil the fight for those guys. Barks has left the session at the end of the race, but let's enjoy Simopez's final few corners.
And round he goes for the last corner of the 66th lap, and he dances to the checkered flag, cross the line first to win the first race of the pre-season testing here in Catalonia. Amazing job, Ercus Monte, getting P2 after an amazing race, I have to say, from him. He gained a lot of place, 8 places, starting 10, finished 2nd, so well done to him. Nicholas,
very impressive race.
Yeah. Nicholas driving through the checkered flag. Let's see if Womax is gonna get a place on him by the penalties. And as he crossed the line, Vumax finished P4, so Nicholas...
Oh, 4/10 of a second he finished outside of the P3. Incredible stuff.
No way. Oh, and Dershak got the place on Zabijaka, as we said. Let's see Tibran, who's gonna finish P7. So really crazy race for Zabijaka. Was at a moment second or third, and then finished sixth. But a really nice recovery.
Definitely. Barks crosses the line in P8, but Warren beats him with that difference in penalty. Barks temporarily left the session for a few seconds on the final lap, so I wonder if that cost him the ability to pull away from Warren in the end.
And what a race him, a good job as Max Pets, his engineer, told him. Really nice. Nicely done.
Fantastic. There was Zabijaka with the course driver of the day for gaining, I think, 14 places after everything was counted.
Yeah, really nicely done. A lot of DNF, but I think we're gonna see less and less going through the races in the season. So Semopets wins the first pre-season testing race with also the fastest lap and a Grand Slam, because he led every lap of the race and also lapped everyone. So amazing effort from the Italian driver.
I'm pleased we didn't have to wait for the gap for the podium to show up after Simapez stood on the top step there.
Yeah, we can't analyze that. The podium is completed by Harkus Monte and Nicolas Boita, and the top 10 by Vumax, Dershak, Zabijaka, Thibran, Warren, Barks and Sicario. So, thank you so much for joining us through the race. Thank to everyone who stuck a whole race with us, and thank you to Weber for an amazing performance as his first appearance in the UKSS.com Battle Racing League. We're gonna see you next week in Bahrain.